Hey guys, Keith here at Island Music. I am again filling in, and I am your host to take you on the tour of awesomeness tonight here with Live at 5. Joining me is my ever loyal cohort, Jakester.
Hey, as always.
Jakester, I don't see the chat.
Nothing has come through yet.
You guys out there, you hear me okay? So this week, the music and the entertainment industry lost some legends. So if you were a child of the 80s or the early 90s, this was a tough week for you. Obviously, we lost Ozzy, which for heavy metal, rock music, the entertainment world is a humongous loss. So we're gonna celebrate Ozzy today and some of the kind of cool things that Ozzy brought to the forefront and kind of really made popular and did a lot for our industry. We also lost the immortal Hulk Hogan this week. So if anybody is a 80s, 90s, early 2000s wrestling fan, you definitely spent a lot of time watching Hulk Hogan. It's really major loss for the entertainment industry. Hogan was actually a musician too. Not many people know this, but he was actually a cover band artist in the early days in Venice Beach, California. So kind of cool there, cool connection. There was a lot of cool Hogan rock style vignettes and videos over the years. And then of course, who could forget like the, what was it? Hogan, Real American. Kind of cool. So anyhow, and then we lost Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show. So it's quite a tough week. Brenda, sounds great. Long live Ozzy, child before the 80s. Not saying how before. I'm not far in front of you, I think. So anyhow, I thought the first thing that we would check out today is this awesome Jackson Randy Rhoads style custom shop in the polka dot finish. Really classic looking Randy style guitar. Pretty cool. So we actually acquired this guitar way back around the holiday time, and we had a really cool Jackson Charvel EVH specialty brand showcase event here at Island Music, and our sales rep I think, brought in maybe a dozen cool custom shop guitars that we had never seen before, we had never ordered before, we didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And so they shipped these guitars in, and we had kind of a meet and greet with him and showed off these instruments. And we sold quite a few instruments. And in all the chaos, a couple of them, instead of having photos taken and being listed on our website and all our medias and everything, just got packed up in a box and shoved in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So Jake and I were able to find these things and dig them out earlier this week. Actually, earlier, let's see, last week, right?
I think it
Yeah.
was Saturday, and it was Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday I had Elodie take photos of it, and then I got the information today.
Yeah, so we actually found these guitars before Ozzy passed, which is kind of weird that we dug these out in time for that. So anyhow, we have a USA Jackson Rhodes polka dot finish, 24 frets. This actually has, is really cool also, the Bare Knuckles War Pigs pickups in there. So they're real high output. Really mid-rangey and really give you that classic kind of 80s rock tone without doing a lot of adjustments on my amp or my processor or anything. Really, really great pickups. Floyd Rose Original in there, which I would instantly upgrade with some FU tone parts, big brass block, titanium string inserts, which are much better for tuning stability. Higher tension noiseless springs. The whammy bar feels great, but I would want I really like the heavier tension on there. When I hit it, I have to kind of mean it. And it also helps me too when I do my bends with lighter tension springs. So if I bend, I can easily pull the other strings out of tune. With higher tension strings, it's going to keep pulling on that block of that tremolo, which keeps everything else really stable. Did you know that, Jakester?
Yeah.
So, ebony fingerboard, classic Jackson shark fin inlays on there. Really classy ivory binding on there. You can actually see the grain in the ivory, so it's not just an inexpensive plastic kind of thing. It's really a nice looking ivory. The luminescent / glow in the dark side markers, which is really cool. It is kind of crazy though, because everywhere you look, there's like dots, right? Here, hold on, I'm all tied up. But look, so look at the side and then look at the dot inlay on there, which is also kind of like, whoa, so many dots everywhere. Where am I on this guitar? Neck through body design. Looks like nice Goto tuners on there. Reverse headstock. Really looks cool. I'm again using the Fender Tone Master. It's so easy. I mean, I just plugged this in and called up the setting that I used last time. And sounds great. So let's play some Ozzy style licks on this, because that's really what it's meant for. And we can talk about some of those. If you guys have questions about this guitar, let me know. I've really kind of enjoyed spending time with it and kind of getting to know it. I don't have a Flying V or a Rhodes style guitar in my collection. I was always afraid that I looked kind of weird with them because they're humongous, and I have not gotten any bigger since like the 5th grade. So it just feels kind of weird. So anyhow, Yeah, great sounding guitar. Some of the things, if you really kind of break down, like that Crazy Train riff is so genius. So we're in the key of A major. A. Does anybody know the relative minor to the key of A major? Nothing. So the relative minor is F sharp minor, so which is actually right here. That's F sharp minor pentatonic, which is a 5-note minor scale. So that whole riff is built with inside that scale. All those notes in that scale, right? So pretty ingenious. The other kind of cool thing that Randy does in that song is what's called a pedal tone. So he is alternating between that open A there and playing the chords down. So those chords are D major, C sharp minor, B minor, back to A, right? See in there? So by adding in that pedal tone note is kind of what gives it that underlined major sound. Sorry, new strings are stretching out. But really ingenious writing, really catchy melody line. Ozzy's vocals are, of course, awesome on there. I always really dug that song and that guitar tone. I know people always went crazy for the solo, but I really thought that the riffs and the chord choices were kind of, to me, what made that song. The solo is obviously awesome and iconic, but those chord choices, just beautiful. What else could we do here? Jake and I used this one for sound check today.
Yeah.
Who's calling me? Oh, Victor from Ibanez is calling me. We'll have to call him back. So Jake asked me to test my mic also when I was using this song. I was unable to remember the lyrics.
It still gets to the point for sound check.
That's right. It's perfect, right? So, kind of a cool riff there, super easy if you guys haven't tried that one before. And hopefully this is the right way you play it. I just kind of like made it up as we were going along. I'm just taking a D power chord and just moving it up to an E power chord. So 5th fret on the A string, 7th fret on the D string, bump, bump, and then just move it up to the E. I think there's some like little gibberish between the first couple, like that kind of thing. And then the next part is super easy, but it sounds not as easy. So you have that part. Then we're gonna go up here to the 10th fret with our power chord shape, which is a G. We're gonna walk down chromatically. So chromatically, just right in a row. 1, 2, 3. We're stopping there on the 8th fret. and then putting back that first lick. Pretty cool. Really great riff. Really revolutionary at the time. Kind of what makes a lot of that stuff sound so dark and so heavy are your half-step movements, so your distance of one fret. So instead of going happy, right? Not quite as happy, more sinister sounding. And a lot of times you'll notice that like in chord formations, like when I played that opening gibberish, that's your half step sound there, sinister. And then take your harmonic minor scale. This is kind of a cool Randy lick. All within that minor scale are all these half step. Sinister sounding. Really cool. I don't know, I can't really think of any other quick riffs that I can play. Oh yeah, off the No More Tears album. I think it's the second or third song, I Don't Want to Change the World. I always thought it was a great song. It's super simple. Yeah, 90s Ozzy, really cool, great riff, really easy. That's Zakk Wylde on that one. Oh, speaking of Zakk Wylde, I love this. So did you guys see a couple weeks before the Ozzy farewell show?
Yeah.
Okay, that was really epic. Probably one of the most epic moments of that was the final song when they played Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Yeah.
Okay. Loved it. It was really great. Super awesome energy. You know, who had any idea, you know, that would really be one of the last times that we saw Ozzy. So the day that Ozzy passed, on my social media feed, there was a mammoth Wolfgang Van Halen concert, right? And he played as a tribute to Ozzy, Mama, I'm Coming Home. And it's the first time I really kind of looked at that song and kind of wanted to learn what was going on there. But going into the kind of the bridge, I always thought it was just like a right there in like the third and fifth position major chords, so G, A to E. So he played it totally different. Which I thought was really cool. Those voicings are really awesome. It's just a little bit higher, so it kind of mimics almost that 12 string that they have underneath in that song. then of course the solo. Jake laughed at me when I messed up that part on there.
Hey.
Should we see if we can do it again? There we go.
Yeah.
Much better. Yeah, so really, really cool solo, really cool bridge lead-in part. Awesome. So anyhow, that's kind of a little bit of Ozzy talk today. Let's switch guitars. I have another guitar that's kind of like inspired by let me see if I can mute this, which is that button there. So I need to get used to the tuner button is the same as the tap tempo for your delay.
Really?
Yeah. So if you don't tap on it just right, or if you like tap too quickly and bounce off of it, it actually changes your tap tempo for your delay, which is what I did right before we started. All right, so we've got a Gibson Les Paul Standard here in the TV yellow. This is kind of a unique one. So this guy is mahogany body and then all mahogany top. So a little bit darker sounding than that Rhodes. Kind of a unique sounding guitar, really. It's actually... Going to tune, because I didn't tune this one ahead of time.
Yeah, the roadie should have done that,
Yeah.
which will be me.
Well, we're a little bit chaos getting into this. We're a little bit short-staffed. We have a lot of folks out on vacation. This seems to be like the week of vacations. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I am also using something that is totally new and really cool from my friends at EVH. I am using the new EVH Hypersonic FR112 cab. And of course I'm using the Tone Master. So this is kind of their answer to anybody who's using a modeler or that style rig. So it's completely clean. Super clean, really high fidelity, in fact. It's a 12-inch speaker in there, 1,000 watts, so it's pretty. It's pretty loud, and on the controls for it are pretty cool. So I have a volume control, I have low, mid, and high, and then I have a cut sweep feature. So what I can do is I can take a lot of the harshness out of my tone. So I'm able to dial in just the right amount of presence that I need. Super lightweight, it's a neodymium magnet on there. It's a Baltic birch cabinet. It's got the slick leather, black leather covering. which is, standard all EVHs, of course, the EVH badge. The other cool thing that you could use these cabinets for, which I actually just realized this the other day, and I don't know why it took me so long to sort this out. So you could use these in conjunction with your amp. Like, let's say you have an EVH amp or high gain amp, and you are running a stereo delay, or you have the option to run a stereo delay. You can use these two cabs to do a wet, dry, wet full rig without having to buy 2 additional amps and a million other cables. Really cool. So I actually might get a couple of those to try that for myself. That's one of my favorite Van Halen tones is from the 90s when Eddie did that. And then one of my favorite Ozzy tones is actually the 1995 Osmosis album, which featured a guitar player, John Holmes, who used that same style rig.
Yeah.
Makes it sound huge. But anyhow, back to this Les Paul. So all mahogany, rosewood fingerboard, really classic Gibson Les Paul, just a little bit of a different tone. So if you have a Les Paul Standard or something already in your arsenal, and it's got a pretty bourbon burst or iced tea or unburst or heritage cherry burst, or maybe you have a gold top or whatever, this is really kind of a unique, different tool. So come check it out. It's going to be on the floor after Live at 5. I'm going to put it back on the floor.
Yeah.
But really cool, unique guitar. Check it out. Tuner. You got to really hold it instead of just quick step. All right, so.
Yeah. It's one of those. You have to take your time a little bit between songs.
Yeah. Next on the list is a couple cool things. So we have been waiting forever for these Fender Jack White Acoustasonic guitars. I mean forever. Like, I went to a Fender event. Actually, I had to spend my birthday there, so it was in June of last year. I went to a Fender event in Arizona, and we had the option to buy these limited Jack White Acoustasonic guitars, right? So I thought, oh, cool, how long could it possibly take to see them? Maybe we'll see them like, I don't know, in the fall? No. Maybe we'll see them Thanksgiving? No. Maybe we'll see them for Christmas? No. Maybe we'll see them for the New Year's? No. Maybe we'll see them for the 2025 NAMM? No. Maybe we will see them for Valentine's Day? No. St. Patrick's Day? No.
Easter?
No. What else did we miss? Memorial Day. Memorial Day.
Yeah.
4th of July. No, they actually just came last week. And man, they're awesome. I think we got 6 of them, and 2 of them are already gone. So I think we have 4 left. Maybe it could be 3. I'm not 100% sure. Really cool Acoustasonic Fender guitar from the Jack White collection. So it has 3 pickups in here. So we have a under the saddle transducer made by Fishman. We have some body sensors that go all underneath the body, a la Taylor T5 style. And then we have a specially designed Jack White single coil dynamic pickup right here. We have a volume control, tone control, 5-way selector switch in there, which gives you a wide variety of different tones and combinations. So the idea behind this guitar is you can do everything from a Jack White electric sound to a Jack White hollow body sound to a Jack White acoustic sound. So you can really do a little bit of everything with it. Some kind of other cool features. These knobs are actually all rosewood, so they feel real nice. It's kind of cool to feel like, really cool wooden knobs. Rosewood bridge, special Jack White pick guard, which kind of reminds me of like an old Silvertone or Eastwood guitar, like, kind of something 60s vintagey kind of thing. Blue, white arm bevel there, flip it over, beautiful all white. It's got the commemorative neck plate on there. It has a neck tilt on there, which is a really nice feature for these, so you're able to tilt the neck just right. Fender locking tuners on there, which is kind of a nice feature for a gigging musician. Different is a Tusk Graphtec nut on there. which is really good. So the strings will easily slide through. They won't get hung up. Better tuning stability kind of thing. We also have a maple fingerboard on there with the triple dots. So Jack White, everything's like triple, three, kind of, I don't know what that's about. I'm not a Jack White fan. Not that I don't like him, but I think you guys know what style of music my leanings are.
Yeah.
It's not really that kind of thing. The first time I ever heard the White Stripes was actually in Nikki's car when I first met her. And she was just playing like whatever CD she had, CDs back then. And I was like, what is this weird stuff you're listening to? Don't you have any Motley Crue or anything? So anyhow, there it is. Comes with the hard shell case instead of the bags, which is what most of the Acoustasonics come with. So kind of cool, ready for the road, ready to play out, or ready for any Jack White collector kind of thing. These guitars are limited. Once they are gone, they're gone. Like I said, we have 3 or 4 left, I think.
Yeah, and they should be up tomorrow.
Cool, they'll be
for-
live. The listings will all be live tomorrow if you want to purchase them online, or come in the store and take your pick of whichever one you would like to check out. All right. I thought I would highlight these because we only have a few of these left. And this has been the acoustic guitar of 2025. So this is a Taylor 14 CE. This guitar is an amazing, amazing guitar. It is super inexpensive. $499 for a Taylor. Comes with a nice Taylor bag. It is made in Tecate. Taylor arch back on there. Spruce tops, Sapele back and sides. Taylor tuning machines, Taylor neck joint. This is similar to your baby Taylors and your big baby Taylors in how that they mount the neck to the body. As you see, there's those 2 screws right there at the 16th fret. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, a little bit closer. Yeah, I think
So anyhow, really awesome guitar. So Taylor has ceased production of these for the balance of the year because they sold so many right out of the gate that they cannot keep up or fulfill all the orders that they have. So we are lucky enough to probably have a half dozen of these hanging around. I think we have been selling on average 1 a day for the last week or so. So when they are gone for the balance of 2025. There is also a model that is 1 model up from this. All the construction and everything is still the same. I should also point out that it is electronics in there. So it is an acoustic electric Taylor guitar for $499. So there's 1 model up from this, and I think we might have half a dozen of those guys left. And that is a mahogany top, mahogany body, $100 more, so $599 on that guy. Come in and check out the Taylor 14 CE and the 24 CE when you get a chance. These are great early Christmas gifts. They're great travel guitars. They are just an overall amazing gigging guitar because you're not spending crazy Taylor money to get the Taylor acoustic tone and the Taylor playability. I mean, I think that the most inexpensive Taylor guitar that you can get in this body shape like this currently is the 114 or the 112 CE, which will cost you $800. So, epic buy.
and it still sounds great.
Yeah, sounds great. Sounds great. Plugged in. Just really, really nice guitar. A couple other things that I wanted to highlight while we're talking about Jack White. We actually have a mint condition, and I mean like mint. The cover is even beautiful, everything. Jack White Fender Panatone amp. So we have that guy that came in on trade. We also have these new in stock, so whether you want it used or new, come in, check it out. We have it both ways. I also wanted to highlight a really cool accessory and a service that we offer. So this is a really cool, unique product. That is right, $4.99 for a Taylor or $5.99 if you want mahogany. Come in and play it or just buy one. It's an amazing guitar. Yeah, $4.99 is what I said. Like, should there be a 1 in front of that? Like $14.99, or it must be some kind of typo or something. But yes, $4.99. So anyhow,
With the same size.
yes. So this is Monty's Instrument Wax. So we have been selling a ton of these. They are not available everywhere. I think they're available maybe 3 places. Okay. And one of them happens to be Island Music. So we have a couple different things here. We have the normal instrument food wax, which is great for fingerboards, necks. You can even use it as a buffing compound on a guitar. So put it on, let it sit for 5 minutes or so, and then wipe it off, and your neck will feel smooth as glass. Really, really great. It's similar to like a gun stock oil or something like that. Really is a great product. Not crazy expensive, 29 bucks. And then there is also a Monty's Presso, but I would call it espresso, dark wax. So this wax is really good to darken up a rosewood or an ebony fingerboard that has dried out. A lot of people also use this to make your maple necks have that vintage tint to it. So the longer you leave this on, the darker that the fingerboard will get, okay? So we actually offer a service in the shop that Tanner has pioneered where we are able to take this wax and strip the guitar down, polish the frets and everything, and leave this wax on for however amount of time you guys deem necessary between Tanner and the customer to darken up a rosewood fingerboard or any kind of other dark wood fingerboard that doesn't quite have that vintage rosewood look or that vintage ebony look. Again, it's not super expensive. This one's $34.99. It will also make your neck feel super smooth and glassy. Just a really cool, good product. These kind of things, if you can kind of really get into the weeds and find a product like this that helps you with your playing and it makes your guitar feel better and it kind of inspires you, it's just such an easy win. It's just not a lot of money. You can really restore a guitar, make it feel good, make it feel better, make it more inspiring to play. So come in and check it out. I have been using this instrument food wax on my EVH Ernie Ball Music Mans and my PV Wolfgangs. They have a unfinished maple neck and it gets dried out. Especially some of my older ones that I don't play as much. And I have been, when I do my restrings on them, I will let this sit on there for 10 or 15 minutes, kind of let it soak into the wood, polish it down, and they feel super smooth like the day that I got them. So really cool. If you don't want to do it, we're happy to do it in the service department. Tanner and John are both great at it. We have 2 new techs coming aboard. Yep. Did you know that, Jake?
Yeah.
Okay, we have...
Actually, I knew one.
Oh, okay. So we have our good friend, Mr. Justin Allen, will be joining us in the service department.
Oh.
And we have a new addition that is Tanner's protege. His name is Sam. He will be joining us in the service department. So lots of cool things going on here. Jack is over here. I can see him in the corner. He's laughing and heckling me on stage because I can't fight back. He's getting something out of the drum case. So anyhow, thank you again for letting me host Live at 5. It is an awesome time hanging with you guys. I really enjoy being able to play some of the guitars that we have and spend a little time just talking about some of my favorite things around the store, dialing in tones. So it's really awesome that you guys let us do this. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate all the support. We've got a lot of cool things coming up this school year, this fall, into this holiday season. So look forward to hanging with you more. And please let me know if I can do anything at all to help anybody along their musical journey. I am always around and forever grateful that I get to do this for a living. So everybody have an amazing week, and we'll see you later.
See ya.